Hi everyone, my name is Andrei Gedaspov and welcome to the next episode of Fundraiser TV, where you can learn, have fun and raise more funds. Hi, I'm here with Andrew Greene. He is the founder of Big Gifted Foundation, and as I mentioned, this is my challenge to help 100 nonprofits this year. Please share with us what type of nonprofit you're heading, and do you have any challenges in the fundraising spectrum?
Thank you so much, Andre, and it's an incredible opportunity to be here and to talk to you about the challenges our organization faces. But first of all, let me thank you for the wonderful initiative of, looking beyond the horizon about the challenges that nonprofits face and trying to target 100 nonprofits across the spectrum. Big Gifted Foundation of Sierra Leone was founded by me in the year 2008, and the goal was to emphasize the use of creative approaches and technologies as the enabling tools to help the country, move beyond the conflict.
Right.
And the tools we are used to support peace promotion, human rights, sustainable development, the environment, and to help alleviate poverty. Big Gifted Foundation has, with great creativity and courage, tackled the problems that victims of amputation faced in Sierra Leone by providing their microcredit support. And currently we are hosting a project called the Digital Hope Project, which helps to use technology as a way to give voices to victims of amputation. In Sierra Leone's civil war, mass amputation was used as a weapon of war. Big Gifted decides to bring technology thanks to the support of the United Nations ITU in Geneva. We piloted the first project, a phase of the project which installed about 20 workstations where victims of amputation can gain entrepreneurship training and not be left out in the information society. Right now we are targeting the extent of about 20,000 victims of amputation across the country, and we require the resources to do that in order to leverage the potentials of the project. Another component of our project is called the Second Chances Project, and this also requires support to give young people who have faced a major challenge of either post-war effects or the current post-war Ebola crisis, or those who recently were victims of flooding in the country, to have some ways to recuperate from that, and also to provide them some chances to survive through entrepreneurship and creative programs. Since our inception, our programs have started small, but yet provided really positive impact. And we believe that if we have the resources, we can scale to a point of providing a critical mass of youth and those who were severely impacted by the conflict. And at this time, most of our work is on voluntary efforts, and this has been done by most of the young leaders who go out into the field to distribute the resources or to train. Big Gifted Foundation has, with great courage and creativity, continued to impact the Sierra Leonean society, and we are looking forward to capacity building support, training, as well as financial resources.
Please tell me, what type of fundraising efforts have you made in terms of supporting your foundation?
So most of our fundraising efforts have come through crowdfunding. We've also had some support through international grant competitions in terms of competing on the international platform, and through individual support from friends and colleagues and people in our network that are interested in the work we do. And these provide just a splinter of support to the kind of overall financial resources that the organization actually needs to leverage its potentials to carry out its groundbreaking projects. And staffing needs to be supported because most of our volunteers at some point in time, they run out of steam and they cannot get the kind of financial backup, even though we give a lot of moral prop and stay and support,
right.
But that's insufficient for the level of impact we want to make. And so Be Gifted has tried crowdfunding, which has been partly successful thanks to groups like Humanic and through organizations that we had friends with, like Dreams for Kids in Chicago, who initially supported the Show Some Love Teddy Bear project, which is a compassionate humanitarian project for children.
Right.
But the reality is that for sustained funding and to carry out our programs for the better, we are looking forward to projects through either grant writing that will provide sustainable support or corporate social responsibility kind of support, different kinds of crowdfunding approaches.
Right.
But the challenges are there because in Africa and Sierra Leone in particular, we have very good initiatives, but we don't have the resources that we need to carry out these efforts. And even there are resources that are tenuous, and most times the funding basket doesn't really get its way onto the shores of Sierra Leone. So a platform such as your idea to develop 100 NGOs to harness that financial resources will be very critical for the long range goals of changing a lot of people's lives in Africa and Sierra Leone and beyond. And I think that what Be Gifted is really requiring from its the kind of effort you do is to create that kind of professional package that could tap onto financial resources.
It's so important to learn the story of the founder, and I hope that everybody would appreciate your personal story. Please share a few words. How did you start and what keeps you going? Thank you.
So I'm doing all of this because I have seen so much of pain and tragedy in our country, in Sierra Leone, born and raised there, grew up there in a peaceful, serene society and situation until war broke off on home turf. And based on the fact that as a young undergraduate student at the time, with all the obstacles and problems happening, I realized that it's something beyond me. I have to give back to my communities and society to change a lot of lives that I saw were languishing as a result of all that happened. I decided to dedicate my life to serving and teaching and helping, young people whose lives were, damaged and brutalized by all the violence around them. I think that I could have, wallowed in self-pity, just not even moving a muscle to help rebuild a destitute country. But I decided to take the road less traveled and dedicate my life to changing all the young people's lives that are there. And I'm passionate about my calling, and I know that it's not easy for people to understand the depth of what we do in Sierra Leone. It goes beyond statistics and data, the success stories, but it's about the compassion, the human nature to lift one person up and, to hold people's hands up when they're in very challenging circumstances. And this has been my most, enabler of my successes, the fact that, one thing I do can make a difference in the lives of somebody, and to see that transformation keeps me going.
So I hope, Andrew, that our viewers would reach out to you directly. Please subscribe to this channel. You can find the information there for Andrew directly. You can contact me directly. Let's try to help Be Gifted Foundation to support these impactful causes for Sierra Leone. And I hope that other nonprofits just like Andrew's can reach out to me, and we can have episode with you so we can spread the message and find more donors and more funders and more supporters for your nonprofit. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Andrew. Really appreciate your time, and I'll see you to the next episode. Bye.
Thank you.